receivable, and then we collect them in July, August, and a tiny bit in September. But the big numbers is our TISA payment, which is formerly the DEP. We have 622,000 collected. That's our first payment of 10 from the state. And then our general fund transfer, the $50,000 a month. We've got 2 months of that. So everything's kind of in line where we were in August of last year on the revenue side, no surprises. Expenditures, you've got your first month of teacher expenses in there, and then two months of administrative salaries in there. So we're right in line where we should be. I'm not concerned about that. The federal projects funds, you'll see there's no revenue recognized, but there's revenue earned, because when we spend the money, we also earn the revenue. It's a reimbursement grant, but we're 30 to 60 days in arrears on collections, and I only recognize the revenue when we collect it. Again, nothing that concerns me there. Cafeteria fund is the last. We lost about $6,000. The majority of that is some repairs and maintenance and equipment that occurred in July and August. We about broke even during August, the first month of operation with the SFE. But that's to be expected. You know, we're going to lose money on breakfast. And it's counterintuitive. We want to encourage kids to eat breakfast. We want to increase participation in breakfast, even though every breakfast we serve is a slight loss, but we have the fund balance for that. We do make a little bit on the lunches, but we about break even on the paid lunches for various reasons. So again, we'll be really close to break even this year. We do get commodities, and that is kind of to cover, commodities is non-cash revenue. It's food that comes off what SFE charges us. So it just comes right off of their invoice. I look for that to kind of cover repairs and maintenance and new pieces of equipment as needed. That's kind of our buffer to break even. So nothing to concern me for this school year. I'm just kind of keeping a closer eye on it, being the first year with a new company. But any questions?
Any further questions for Mr. Ray? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to approve the August financial report as presented.
Motion to approve.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Any further questions or comments? Hearing none, could we have a roll call vote, please?
Vicki Merritt? Yes. Lori Wilson?
Yes.
Tim Bible?
Yes.
Merle Price?
Yes.
Joey Smith?
Yes.
Motion carries. Moving on, we have our 2025-26 calendar.
So it is super hard to believe that we're making a 25-26 calendar. But Dr. Parrott was gracious enough to share Anderson County's calendar with us, because we do try to at least coordinate the fall break, spring break, and Christmas break, since we share families. But it's very similar to what you have seen. It follows pretty much the same pattern that we have done in previous years. So we're going to do the half day on Friday again. I don't think Anderson County is starting officially until the 4th, but that really has never affected our attendance on the first day of school, because parents are going to make sure their kids show up on that first day. And then we end at approximately the same time as well. Fall break and spring break is the same, but it is basically following the same schedule. The only difference that you will see in November is that we don't have to shut down the schools for a major election in November next year like we do this year. So we won't have those 2 in-service days in November next year. And so that will allow us to have a little bit more flexibility with our teachers and their unscheduled in-service time that they get. So if you hop down to May, you see those 2 blue days on the 26th and 27th. Those are what we're calling flex in-service days. That means that teachers will get 12 hours of unscheduled in-service throughout the year, and then they will have those 2 days off to where they don't have to come back to school after Memorial Day. What we're intending to do, since that is an increase in 6 hours as opposed to this year, all of the bloodborne pathogens, the suicide prevention training, the human trafficking training, and all of those trainings that eat up a lot of our time during collaborative days, we are going to let teachers do that on their own and earn in-service time for that to get 6 of those hours. So this is what we are proposing for you all to approve.
All right. Any questions or comments regarding our 25-26 calendar? All right, hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to approve as presented.
Motion to approve.
Have a motion, do we have a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Any further questions or comments? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to reports and information. Next school board meeting will be on the 14th. We do have the TSBA conference in Nashville coming up in November. And moving on, we'll have our director's report.
Okay, and before director's report, we'll hear from principals. So we failed to put that on under reports and information, so we'll just go ahead and start at the end with Ms. Rael in North Clinton Elementary.
So we have caught up with, I think it was Clinton Elementary who did a U-Trust grant last year. So we have also applied for and received a U-Trust grant that allows us to celebrate staff members and do activities to recognize them. And so we had a U-Trust grant assembly on the 26th of September to kick off the challenges that students will be partaking in for positive activities and positive messages to celebrate students and staff. And our team that is leading that is our assistant principal, Donna Howard, Emily Moore, and Caroline Wilson. And they have students heading up, 4th and 5th grade students. They're also heading that up and creating ideas and different ways to celebrate staff members throughout the year. We had our fall cookout today. We had over 100 visitors, which is a lot for us. We had fantastic weather, lots of good families joining us. Tomorrow, we're supposed to have the Clinton High School football players are going to send our students off to fall break at dismissal, so we're excited about that. We will have our parent conferences on the night of the 24th of October from 3 to 6. We have our Camp Cougar Fall Festival coming up. It'll be on the 30th. And we will have a free hot dog dinner, free games and free activities for students to do, some singing, some storytelling, and they can have concessions that they can purchase. And then we have that's on the 30th, and on the 31st, on Halloween Day, we have some very brave teachers taking 1st and 2nd grade students, 80 of them, to a pumpkin patch before trick-or-treating that evening. So good times for all of them.
Hey, Monica, how much, just out of my own curiosity, how much was that U-Trust grant?
2,000.
2,000, very good. So this is the same grant with our U-Trust. They do our unemployment. And so we always get approximately, don't laugh, Karen, we're a smaller school system, we get approximately about $5,000 a year from them for us to do things within the district. And then, so now they have started doing school-specific grants. So Ms. Sharp applied for it last year, and then Ms. Raila has gotten it this year, so that's good. We have so limited funds that we can use on building morale and culture within the school, and so this is a really good way to help do that. So congratulations. All right, Ms. Sharp?
We also got the grant this year as well, and they've upped it this year. I think we get $2,000 for to have students involved in the staff appreciation, and then $500 just for us to appreciate staff. So we're thankful for that as well. Yesterday was our cookout. I just want to thank SFE and our TAs and teachers. Everything went so smoothly. The weather was beautiful, and after all the rain we had, it was nice just to have all the families outside and together, and it was just a great send-off to fall break and the end of the first 9 weeks. So we had our September assembly today, And I wanted to brag on our student leadership. Joey Hill, Olivia Hill's son, led the whole assembly along with our student leadership. And the kids were so well behaved. I was super impressed with how he did. So I wanted to brag on him and our student leadership. And then the Blaze Cheer and Dance team performed. So I thought it was neat for the kids to kind of see, especially the young ones, as they get a little bit older, what all they can be involved in. So that was a fun day. Parent conferences were tonight, so our teachers were working hard. I know they'll be ready for the break. And PLCs, I just want you to know that we're still analyzing student work. We're focusing on what we call Key Action 2 in the student work analysis process. And it's neat because now when we're having post-conferences, our teachers, we've asked them to analyze work and bring it back in post-conferences. So it's kind of coming for full circle, which was our plan. And they're working very hard, so I wanted to brag on them for that. Today, kindergarten had their walking field trip, and it ended with ice cream at Hoskins. They got to learn about community helpers, and that's always a fun day. We are going to have a coin drive for the disaster relief at the end of the month. I know that we took up as a school system supplies, but our student leadership is going to lead that, and we're hoping it could go to some of the schools affected so that they can buy new school supplies, but we don't really know when they're going to be back in school, but we'll start that at the beginning of November. We'll have Careers on Wheels on the 18th of October, and October 28th through November 1st will be Spirit Week. And then on the 31st, we'll have our next assembly. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. Bunstill?
So I feel like most of the things that I'm going to report happened today. We had a really big day at South Clinton. So we started with our monthly assembly, and we had to put it off. It was for September, so because we were out last Friday due to weather, we rescheduled it for today. And one of the big things that happened at our assembly today was our monthly STEM challenge was for the students to work together to create a balloon-powered car that had to travel at least 3 feet. So we had really good participation because Fox Toyota donated a $100 Regal Cinemas gift card to the winner. And we had 2 representatives from Fox Toyota come and judge. So they did a great job, and they came to our assembly this morning and judged and chose the winner. And it was just fun. The kids had such a great time. It was so fun to watch them race their cars across the gym. We also had the Clinton Arbor Day celebration was today, and our 5th graders helped to host that at the South Clinton Park. So they performed a song written by John Denver in honor of Arbor Day, and they read 2 poems about trees, and they also helped to plant a new maple tree at the South Clinton Park this morning. I want to say a big thank you to Jason Glasshauser because he prepared the music for the 5th graders and for the 5th grade teachers for taking the time out to help them practice and prepare, but it was very sweet. And who knew that John Denver had written a song in honor of Arbor Day? No idea, but it was perfect. We also had Careers on Wheels today, so if you happen to pass by and drive and see the parking lot, there were lots and lots of vehicles. Our school counselor, Miss Wilson, did an amazing job planning everything. We had 11 different careers represented that included, but weren't limited to, Clinton Police Department, Clinton Fire Department, Tennessee Bernedoodles, which was a favorite, Clinton Utility Board, Anderson County EMS, the Rogers Group, Drop and Go Waste Management, and Kona Ice, also a favorite. So we had a great day. We're also looking forward to our trunk or treat on the 29th from 4:30 to 6 o'clock.
Thank you.
So that concludes our principal reports. I'll have a few other Clinton City updates for you all. So to start off with, it's hard to believe that tomorrow will be the end of our first 9 weeks of school. Report cards are going to be sent home to parents on Friday, October the 18th. That sounds like it's a long time away from the end, but fall break is in between there, so it'll be the Friday after we return from fall break. As we speak, the Clinton Elementary Auditorium is being painted, and so we have a crew there that's working on painting that. And then the week after fall break, we have a meeting set up with a seating vendor where we will begin to look at the seating that we want for the auditorium, of which I will probably seek your all's input on that. Scott has already given his full input on what he would like to see. And so we will collaborate together to decide what we would like to see there in our auditorium. We are still hopeful that the back parking lot at Clinton Elementary will be paved in October. The playground vendor that we used at North Clinton, although we will have to RFP that, we need to get some specifics about the size of the playground and the dimensions of the playground. So she is supposed to be sending that to Sean. As soon as he receives that, then we will begin the RFP process for that playground equipment. On October the 17th, that is going to be our Meet the Blaze night. That event is going to kick off our basketball, cheer, and dance season. But while that is happening, swimming, cross-country, winter guard, and Blaze Media are all up and running. So lots and lots of different extracurricular activities for our kids to get involved in. If you know of anyone who wants to purchase a Blaze banner, tomorrow is going to be our deadline for doing that. We've had some great participation. I think we're up to like 18 or 19 banners that will hang in the gym, so we appreciate everyone's support with that. Once again, we would not be able to do our Blaze well-rounded activities without the community support. And I think my fear of these activities taking away from academics could not have been more incorrect. What we have seen is that just gives students a way to feel a part of something bigger than the classroom. You see self-confidence boost. And it's neat then to see in middle school and high school when you look and you see what they have gone to do. And like some of our Blaze participants are set up for scholarships and lots of wonderful things that started with us. And so it is just a wonderful program that I think sets us apart from lots of other elementary districts or elementary schools. We talked about the Arbor Day program today. Leanne talked about that, but that was just a great program. Jason Glasshouser did a great job doing that. All schools once again held their fall cookouts this week. Leanne is left with tomorrow at South Clinton Elementary. If you all want to join her for lunch, you are welcome to go. You can go to the front desk and get a free ticket to have a free hamburger on us at South Clinton tomorrow. But SFE has done an amazing job logistically, food quality-wise. It's just been a great experience, just like our last family cookouts were with them. I want to take just a minute to talk about our newly formed Blaze crew. So we are super excited about this, but we have wanted to find a way to truly capitalize on our ORNL Federal Credit Union Media News Center that we have, because it is truly state-of-the-art equipment. And so Ms. Bonesteel started, I think at the end of last year, kind of picked up this year, to where the sixth graders kind of adopt and they do videoed announcements. And the students are not only videoing it, but they're also doing all the edits and the combining and putting the special effects in it, and it has just been an amazing thing to see. And so we wanted to find a way to have that opportunity system-wide. And so Lauren Neal and Erin Maples, the two sixth grade teachers at South Clinton, formed the Blaze News Crew. And so this was available to all 5th and 6th grade students. It was through an application process. And so the students had to actually apply, and then they had to actually submit a video. And I was there at South Clinton for another reason, and a boy was waiting to go into a classroom, and I just went and started chit-chatting with him. And he said, tomorrow is going to be so fabulous. Do you know why? And I said, why? And he said, because tomorrow I find out if I made the Blaze crew, the news crews. And he's like, and I think I might have, because my video was made with a green screen. And then he starts talking about all the stuff that I know nothing about. And I said, you know what? I have a pretty good idea that you're going to make the Blaze news crew. And he did. But another teacher, as I was talking to Miss Neal about that today, she said, you know, we have seen kids that struggled in 5th grade. Just attention-wise and just work habits and getting things done. But them finding this niche, the teachers never would have known that they had prior issues in previous grades, because they found a way to channel their energy and their interest, and they're excited about it. And so I think that there's 13 or 14 Blaze News Crew members, but they are going to be doing some pretty exciting things. And so there are 2 channels on YouTube that you all need to go follow if you don't. And, but it is Blaze News Crew and CCS Videos, and that will show you some of the things that is happening at South Clinton and also system-wide with our Blaze News Crews. But we have ordered them polo shirts that say Blaze News Crews, and they're going to be doing some interviewing, and the edits that they're doing are simply amazing. Then I also wanted to showcase that we had the privilege of welcoming a lady named Elaine Mills to Clinton City Schools, and actually Rick Meredith was responsible for bringing her to us. But KK and Rick, was it you through you? So she actually went to school with KK and has since moved away, but she is a children's author. And not only is she a children's author, but she puts her books to music that can be sung with a guitar. And so she is coming to our district the week of October 20th, and we'll be doing assemblies with K through 3 classrooms where she's going to showcase her books on the smart board digitally, and they're going to sing the songs and learn the songs, and then they'll have the opportunity to purchase signed copies of their books. And so there'll be information going home about that. But that's just super. Her books are on Amazon, and to bring her back and know that she's a former Clintonian and a Clinton High grad, and she has done this, and she's coming back, and she wanted to come and serve her community while she was in town. So we're excited to have her come. And then Aspire Park is opening on October 6th. If you're not in the know, you should be, because this is a big deal. But they actually, and I got to play a part in this with the development of it, but there is an experience, kind of an entrepreneurial experience that is designed. BizTown was designed specifically for 5th grade, and this experience has been designed specifically with 4th graders in mind. But it is attached to one side of the restaurant, and they have created 6 to 8 characters, and the students go in and they pick which character they would like to be, and basically it walks them through a process of a dream or something that they want to accomplish, and then they have to explore barriers that are keeping them from accomplishing that dream. Is it anxiety? Is it, fear of failure? Is it confidence? And then they have to take whatever it is that's inhibiting them from meeting their dream, and they actually cast it into a pretend fire, but it burns. But then they cross this Aspire mountain to achieve their dream, and then they're going to go into a video recording studio, and they have to actually talk about what they have learned and what their dream is and what they're not going to let get in the way of their dream. And then it will record that video, and then they get to choose if they want to share that video out on social media or if they want to keep it private and just have a copy for themselves. And so we're going to be kind of the guinea pigs for them, but all of our 4th graders are going to go through that experience at the end of October. After visiting Aspire, I think we're going to have to break it into 2 days because only about 15 kids can go through that experience at one time. But there's lots of other things at Aspire that they can do. The playground is amazing. I don't want to call it a monument. What do we call it? The laser beam, the Aspire monument. Is a monument the right word? Memorial? Anyway, there's a lot to learn right within that, with the 13 colonies and the branches of the Army and then the 50 states. And so there's just a lot to learn through there. So we'll be taking that trip, and then they basically want our feedback, since we're the guinea pigs, of what went well, what didn't go well, how could they make it better for other school systems to come. And then on October 22nd, Dr. J and I will be holding meetings with 3rd grade parents this year to talk once again about our retention promotion pathways that is coming up. And so we're going to hold a 2 o'clock and a 5 o'clock to accommodate working parents and non-working parents, to try to just keep that line of communication and transparency open with our parents as they try to maneuver the complexities of that law. And then finally, before I wrap up, I do just want to do a shout out to Scott Ray. I attended a chamber event this morning where they were discussing the new chamber building that is going to be built. And he really, KK, you can talk about what a great job he has done and has been so instrumental in helping that.
He really has. He's Rick's hero. He understands the numbers, how to get there, a lot of things that most people don't understand. And you're very instrumental in getting this new building started. And we thank you.
So not only does he take care of Clinton City Schools, but he takes care of Clinton as a whole. And so I just wanted to recognize his efforts in that because he truly, I don't know if you all are aware, but he served as the president of the Chamber Foundation for the past year. But then he will also roll into the actual president, is it president, no, chairperson of the Chamber Board of Directors next year. So, but anyway, I just wanted to congratulate him. They made his head really, really big this morning, and I just did again. I'll deal with it all day tomorrow, but
You meant I'm not coming in.
good job. And that concludes my report.
All right. Anything further? All right, hearing none, I'll declare this meeting adjourned.
Good job, Karen Couples.